Welcome to Frywall Fridays. Today we're making Brussels sprouts with wine and pine nuts. The challenge with Brussels sprouts is that if you put them in the oven, they get nicely toasted and brown on the outside, but oftentimes they're a little bit undercooked and hard on the inside. Put them in the steamer, they get really nice and soft and even sweet, but it's kind of mushy. This recipe gives you the best of both worlds. Perfectly cooked, tender Brussels sprouts, but nice caramelization. Let's get started. We'll begin by slicing the garlic very thinly. Next, we're going to want to trim the Brussels sprouts of the hard bottom here and then just slice them in two. We have a pound of Brussels sprouts. We've picked a pound because that's the exact amount that will fit in one layer on the bottom of a 12-inch skillet. Put these back in the bowl now. And we're ready to start cooking. We'll begin by toasting the pine nuts in a dry skillet, and we really don't need the Frywall for this part of the recipe. We're just going to put the pine nuts in the pan, turn the heat to high, and then keep a close eye on them because when they start browning, they go quick. That looks great. We definitely don't want to burn the pine nuts. Let's turn off the heat and get them out quickly. After letting the pan cool a bit, we're going to put our Frywall in place. Add a couple tablespoons of oil. Put in our garlic. And then set the heat to medium-low. We don't want the pan too hot here because the garlic needs to start cooking and become aromatic, but without browning or getting caramelized. That smells just about right. We'll add the Brussels sprouts. Give them a good stir so they're evenly coated with oil. And then adjust them so they're all cut side down. Add a half cup of dry white wine, put on a lid and set the heat to medium. We'll check back on the sprouts in about 5 minutes to make sure the pan hasn't completely dried out. So the pan does look a bit arid here, so I'm going to add about a half cup of water and come back in another few minutes to see where we are. So we're at the 10-minute mark. And now the Brussels sprouts look perfectly fork tender, just like we like them. There's some liquid left in the pan here. That's okay. We're going to turn up the heat to evaporate the liquid and get the sprouts nicely browned. The sprouts look just about perfect, so we'll go ahead and add our thyme, toss in the pine nuts, and give everything a final stir. We're done. All right, let's get these onto the plate. We'll top these off with a little bit of Parmesan cheese. And I promise you, it is as delicious as it is beautiful. Bon appetit!